Welcome to today's episode of Africa's Dark Whispers. My name is Ella, and tonight we journey into a legend many have never heard of, a creature more terrifying than the vampires you know. This is the tale of the Adze, the African vampire that slips into homes not with fangs, but with the glow of a firefly. But tell me, do such monsters truly belong to the past? Or could they still be among us today? Stay with us to find out. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Your support will go a long way. Also like, comment, share, and turn on the notification icon so you don't miss our very next episode. Now, imagine this. You're asleep in your hut one evening. The night becomes heavy, the air thick with silence. Suddenly you hear it. A faint buzzing, like a mosquito's wings, hovering right by your ear. Annoying, right? But this is no ordinary insect. You crush it, but it doesn't die. You light a lamp, but it disappears. And when you wake the next morning, your skin is cold, your body weak, and your blood feels drained. They tell you it wasn't sickness. It was something far darker. Something called the Adze. In the folklore of the Iwi people of Togo, Ghana, and Benin, the Adze is feared above all else. Unlike the vampires you've heard of from Europe, pale counts in castles, cloaks, and fangs. The Adze doesn't eat bats or coffins. It comes as something far smaller, far more dangerous. It takes the shape of a firefly, slipping through cracks in your walls, through keyholes, even through the weave of a mosquito net. And once it's inside, there's no escape. By night, it is light, a faint glow in the dark, dancing innocently like any other insect. But when it chooses its victim, it transforms. The firefly stretches, shifts and twists into a human-like shape, dark, skeletal, its eyes glowing with hunger. The Adze feeds not just on blood, but on life itself. They say it drains not only your body, but your spirit, your will, your very soul. So tell me, if you woke in the night to see a glowing firefly hovering above your bed, would you wave it away? Or would you pray it isn't the Adze? The Adze preys on the most vulnerable. Children sleeping alone, the sick, the weary. Villages plagued by mysterious deaths often whispered of its presence. The pattern was always the same: fever, weakness, sudden death. The people said it was no illness. It was the vampire of the firefly. But not all its victims died. Some were left alive, but changed. They grew weaker by the day, their personalities shifting. They became jealous, angry, consumed by rage. The Adze, they said, could not only drink blood, but poison the heart. It could turn kin against kin, friend against friend. In this way, it was not just a monster, it was a destroyer of communities. Here lies the darkest part of the legend. If the Adze is captured in its firefly form, it reverts to human shape. But that human is not a stranger. It is often someone you know, a neighbor, a friend, maybe even family, which means anyone at all could be the Adze. Suspicions spread like wildfire. Who was the vampire among them? Who wore a mask of kindness by day, but turned into a monster by night? Think about it. If you discovered someone you trusted was feeding on your blood at night, what would you do? Confront them or run? Villages developed rituals to ward off the Adze. Charms carved from sacred wood, amulets tied around children's necks, Offerings left at crossroads, salt sprinkled by the door. Fire kept burning through the night, but protection came with paranoia. Every flicker of light in the dark, every insect hovering too long by the fire, every sudden illness. Fear turned into accusation, and accusations turned deadly. Entire villages torn apart, each family convinced the Adze lived among the others. But what if the Adze is more than myth? What if it's a way to explain something older, something darker, that we still don't fully understand? Some say the Adze is more than a creature. It is envy itself, given shape, a hunger that can never be satisfied. It is the embodiment of jealousy, bitterness, greed. And doesn't that sound familiar? In every society, haven't we seen people whose envy consumes everything around them? Maybe the Adze was never just a monster hiding in the dark. Maybe it was a reflection of ourselves. So tell me, which one is more terrifying? A creature that drains your blood, or a neighbor whose envy drains your soul? Even today, the legend hasn't died. In villages across Ghana, Togo, Benin, whispers of sudden unexplained deaths are still tied to the Adze. Some say it explains child mortality. Others say it's a curse passed through generations. And in cities, where folklore mixes with urban legend, the Adze has taken on new forms. People whisper of strange lights drifting in alleys, of sudden sickness after a firefly brushed against their skin, of neighbors whose jealousy feels almost supernatural. Could the Adze still walk among us, hidden behind human faces? Or has it become something far more subtle, feeding in ways we cannot see? So tonight, when you see a firefly glowing in the dark, ask yourself, is it just another insect? Or is it watching you, waiting, hovering at your window, searching for a way inside? The Adze does not knock. It slips through the cracks, and once it chooses you, there is no escape. So tell me, if the Adze hovered by your bed tonight, would you wave it away, or would you pray that by morning, you'll still be alive? There is an old story told among the Iwi people. They say a long time ago, in a small village by the forest, lived a boy named Kojo. He was strong, playful, full of laughter. But then one night, something changed. His mother found him trembling in his sleep, drenched in sweat, whispering words she couldn't understand. The next morning, he was pale, weak, and could barely rise from his mat. The elders said it was fever, but his grandmother shook her head. She had seen this before. She only whispered one word, Adze. That night, she stayed awake, watching over Kojo, and just before dawn, she saw it, a faint glow hovering above his chest. At first it looked like a firefly, but as she leaned closer, the glow twisted and stretched. She saw a shadowy figure bent over the boy, lips pressed to his skin as though drinking from him. She screamed. Grabbing a calabash of water laced with salt, she flung it toward the glow. The figure shrieked, twisting into mist, vanishing into the darkness. She rushed and knelt before the boy, but it was too late. Kojo never woke again. From that day, the villagers never treated fireflies the same way. They burned fires at night, sprinkled salt by their doors, and warned their children, if you see a glowing insect hovering too close, do not touch it. Do not follow it, because it may not be an insect at all. It may be the Adze, waiting. This was the tale of the Adze, the African vampire you've never heard of. A creature of whispers, envy, and hunger. But tell me, when you see a firefly glowing in the night, will you wave it away? Or wonder if it's something darker watching you? Thank you for watching. Until we meet again in the next episode, this is Ella signing off. And remember, in Africa's Dark Whispers, not every story is just a story.